Welcome. My name is Mr. Crook, and as Dr. Smith said, I'm the Senior Assistant Head Teacher here at Wombourne High School in charge of pastoral care. I'd like to take 5-10 minutes of your time to talk through some important information that you'll find useful in preparing for September. A uniform at Wombourne High is really important. You should have all received a letter detailing the uniform requirements for September. Please make sure you read that carefully. We feel that uniform is an essential part of the day. If you dress smart and you come prepared, then you'll work well. As part of the uniform policy, shoes need to be black and polishable. Please don't come with any branding, no logos or labels on footwear. Please no canvas shoes as they're not waterproof in the winter. Just make sure that they are black and polishable with no coloured soles or coloured stitching, please. Students need to come prepared in September with the right equipment to learn. We've detailed a list on the website of equipment that will be useful, such as pens, pencils, rulers. They'll be given out a planner at the start of their first week, and they also need to bring with them a reading book because they'll be doing reading, potentially in tutor time and in class, and they'll also need to purchase some scientific calculators and some basic mathematic equipment. If students haven't managed to get these over the summer, then we do have them available for approximately £10 when they come into school in September. Punctuality to Wombourne High School is really important. You need to be on time every day, ready to start your lessons. Although the timings of the day will change slightly in September to what our students have been used to, we are expecting lesson 1 to begin at 8:40, so students can arrive 5-10 minutes before that so that they can make their way to their first lessons. The day will be structured slightly differently, as I say, due to the circumstances we're in at the moment, but we will put out a basic schedule to all of you over the coming weeks so you know what to expect when you arrive on the first day. It's likely in September that students in Year 7 will be arriving at school at 8:40 a.m. and will leave school at 2:30, but that will be confirmed at a closer date. Attendance is really important for us. Because students have been out of school for so long now, what we want is for students to hit the ground running and really be in school every day, ready to learn. Students with good attendance, we know, achieve better in the long run. If there are circumstances that mean students need to be off, especially at the moment in the current climate, then we fully understand that, but you should be trying to be in school every day and on time and ready to learn. If you do or have in the past taken holidays, please avoid doing this in term time. It's going to be really important for us over the next few years to claw back any lost time that students have had through lack of education due to the coronavirus. So please, holidays must be taken out of term time so they don't affect your child's education. If your child is ill, then please contact the office first thing in the morning before 8:40 and let us know. As a school, we have a set of basic expectations that we expect all students to follow, and that's in school, in lessons and around the corridors. We've simplified this for this year into 2 basic acronyms: SMILE for in the classroom and CALM for when students are walking around the school grounds. SMILE stands for showing respect by sitting correctly and being polite, maintaining focus on your learning, being involved and asking questions in the class, listening and looking at the speaker, and every time, first time, doing as you're asked. CALM when you're walking around the school stands for calm and quiet, always wear your uniform correctly, listen and follow instructions, and make sure you respect your school's environment. If for some reason you fall short of our basic expectations, we obviously have a sanctions system in place. This will be explained in more detail to you when you arrive in Wombourne in September, but just for an overview, we do give students every opportunity to improve their behaviour through a series of verbal warnings at the beginning. But if poor behaviour or issues arise during the lesson, then we have a yellow and a red card system, which ultimately leads to a call out in which a student may be removed from the class. We don't expect students to have any issues with these sanctions, and we don't expect certainly any Year 7s to find themselves in any trouble in that way. When you're walking around the corridors, if we feel there's any issue with your behaviour around school, we use a strike system. In your planner you have a strike card. If for any reason you are misbehaving, or you are dropping litter, or there's any vandalism caused, or your uniform is not being worn appropriately, depending on the level of the issue, you may be sanctioned at that time. Something may be recorded in your planner as a strike, and when you receive a certain number of strikes, you may be issued with a detention. Obviously, the flip side to the sanctions for not meeting our expectations in lessons is what happens if you do meet them and if you go over and above. All students receive achievement points throughout their week. In each lesson, it's possible to achieve a number of achievement points for good behaviour, working hard, your effort, answering questions, being engaged in the lesson, and your teacher will award these through our WISE system. Over the course of the year, those will be added up, and you may well receive bronze, silver, gold or platinum awards based on the number of achievements you get. The achievement points are also linked into our reward system, where we try to organise reward events throughout the year. Again, these may look differently next year to how they've looked in the past, but we endeavour to reward all our students as frequently as possible for their positive contribution to lessons and school. We also have something called Wow Works, and this is really to reward students who go over and above that basic expectation. On a number of occasions, we see students using their own initiative, doing projects around school, projects in the local community, or really putting in extra time on their homeworks. If this is the case, you may be rewarded a Wow Work, and similar to the achievement points, these tot up throughout the year, and at various milestones you will receive different types of rewards and celebrations. Like every other school, we have a list of banned items that students aren't permitted to bring into school. These range from energy drinks, speakers, headphones, but there is a full list on our website and on the presentation here for you to look through. Please don't allow students to bring in any of these banned items. If we see them, they will be confiscated, and depending on what the item is, it may lead to a further, perhaps very serious sanction. Mobile phones are very important to young people these days, and we do fully appreciate that all young people, whether they're walking to school, being dropped off, coming on coaches, require perhaps a mobile phone to keep in touch with family. When they arrive in school, students should have turned off their mobile phones and placed them into their bags before they enter through the school gates. This will make sure that no phones go off and students aren't caught using them around the school building during the day. If students are caught with their mobile phones during school hours between 8:40 and potentially 2:30, they will be confiscated. On the first and second time, they'll be confiscated and we will just take them to reception for the student to collect at the end of the day. If we confiscate the mobile device for a third time, we'll then contact you as a parent to come and collect that device, which may not end up being the same day. If the student has their device confiscated a fourth time, we'll then expect parents to come in to have a meeting with a senior leader in the school to discuss the breach of the mobile phone policy. All students these days engage in the use of social media, and we understand it's an important way of them communicating with their friends and family. One of the major issues that we deal with on a regular basis, unfortunately, is the misuse of social media. We endeavour to resolve any conflicts that there are between students in school. Where we find it very difficult is where this has arisen through the use of social media platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat. We will not get involved in disputes between students outside of school through the use of these platforms because it's out of our control. As parents, we look to you to moderate the use of social media and to monitor how your child is using them and to make sure they're using them safely and correctly. If you have concerns, we're always happy to listen and support you in any way we can. Bullying is something we take very seriously at Wombourne High School. I'm not going to stand here and say that bullying doesn't exist in any school because sometimes things happen that are out of our control. But where any issues are raised to us and where we are made aware of anything that we deem to be along the lines of bullying, we will take a zero tolerance approach. We have high expectations of all our students, and the welfare and well-being of every individual in the school is paramount. So anything reported in the way of bullying or students feeling threatened by others will be taken very, very seriously, and we'll make regular contact with you as a parent or family to keep you in the loop of any investigations that are ongoing. If you have any questions about anything in this presentation, or you've got any concerns regarding the start in September, then please don't hesitate to get in contact with us here at Wombourne. There's details on the slide next to me with how you can do that either via phone or through the website. Thank you very much for your time, and I now hand over to Ms Thornthwaite.
My name is Miss Thornthwaite and I am Head of Year 7 at Wombourne High School. At Wombourne High School we have an impeccable tutor group system where we strive for support and effective communication between the tutor, parents and students. We appreciate the importance of having a member of staff to go to if you need help and support. Parents will use tutors as their first point of contact if you need to speak to us about any issue or concern arising. In September, you will join a tutor group with other members of Year 7. This will allow you to get to know people throughout your classes and also build new friendships whilst you're here. We know that this year you've had a different transition process to all other years. There will be plenty of people on hand to help and support you if and when you need us. That goes for parents and students alike. Upon joining us at Wombourne High School, you will be issued with a planner. You'll be able to use your planner to write down any key information and notes, as well as keeping a track of all of your lessons. Finally, we look forward to meeting you in September.